Okay, so new video. Different video, as you can tell. Um, I'm doing this because I have a project here, breadboard, and I'm actually doing this for school, and I got a little display here that you guys can see 16 segment, 17 segment display. So I have a project for a teacher of making. She loves Star Wars. Or no, I'm so sorry. Man, I suck at this. What was it? The other one. Not. uh, Star Trek. There you go. I'm bad. She's gonna see this finish. She's gonna hate me for that. But so I decided to make this called just live long and prosper. You know, like, uh, symbol or whatever. So I was gonna work on I had her class for breadboarding, and so I'm like, I like the challenge. So, the challenge is really hard when there's, like 3 pages just to the logic for understanding trying to get everything connected. And this is probably the 8th time I've redone this project. These are all the wires from the last time I did it. I just took them all off because I'm like, might as well redo it, right? I should not have done that. I should have just checked it instead. But this video is going to be for, like, helping me so I can see everything. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to try my best to work on it. Is that towards the table? Yeah. I'm going to try my best to work on it and, like, go through the whole process. Mainly for my ability to go back and look at the video and see if I did anything wrong. Also, just as a sneak peek, I have this is a camera, just as a sneak peek. I will be working on this later. I just need the grease to come in for the gears because it's a film camera, so you have to have a film advance to get the film to move over and all that, but I don't have grease for that, so I'm ordering grease. And that's going on, so I'm gonna wait for that. That will be another video though. But right now, I need to get this to work, and it is really annoying for this thing to work because it hates me. Listen, this is like my 8th, 9th time trying to fix this thing, and I've worked on it. I don't know how many times I've been in. I was traveling once at the airport and I was working on this. So I'm actually gonna do some of this is my work area. As you can see, it's fun. So you get the camera, so I'll be working on that a little bit later on. It'll probably be it shows like we should arrive this Saturday, so we'll see. But this is the breadboard companion. This is gonna help me. Well, we'll see if it does. For the switches, problem is I need 5 switches, so I keep forgetting to get an extra because the other extra I had broke. And the only extras I have in this are button switches, and which is there's one right here. It's really dirty. I have these button switches, but these things aren't. I need actual switches. So yeah, I'm doing this for a few reasons. One, if you want to know how to breadboard, you still gotta look up other videos about doing this, so you can kind of see the process and how annoying it is if you have something that's gonna take 3 breadboards. Actually, I calculated it, and I'm actually gonna need 3. So I'm gonna have these two. These two are gonna be connected like this, and I'm just gonna loop these over right there. I think I haven't done it yet, but I need to loop these from here to here, and I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna loop them. I don't see it. I stand up because my camera's above me. Yeah, so I'm gonna loop from here to here, and so there'll be a third one about right here, and these will then go back to this, and this has this little thing. So this is all the pinouts. if my camera would focus, please. Thank you. So this is like top one. There's nothing. So that one is, I think, the dot at the bottom right. If my camera focuses again, the little dot over here, which I'm not using that. They have. It's really confusing. I actually don't remember. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So this is gonna be really annoying if I. Okay, so I do have all the logic. I just need to plug it in. This is ground, right? Oh, okay, I might have done something wrong. Why is this grounded out? Why? I'm gonna like need to redo this entire thing just because I messed up one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's D. Why is it grounded? Oh! Maybe because I already have it. Okay, no, it might be fine. I think in the entire process, that one is just always on. So later, I will do a timer which automatically sets the logic. I don't need to have any buttons, but I don't feel like doing that right now. I want to get it working first. So yeah, but the logic. Like I said, all the logic for the ands and the ors and everything is right there, so I need to, yeah, this is gonna be tough, again, like I said, I've done this like, I've done this like 8 times already, and I keep laying it off, and I want to get it. I started this last year, by the way, and I've done it like 8 times, and I just kept laying it off, but I'm like, you know what, I might as well do it. I have my YouTube channel, I can easily upload this to my YouTube. Might as well, right? So, yeah, this is, you guys can see, if I get to suffer, you guys get to suffer, right? My pliers. So right now, earlier, I was pretty much just taking off all these wires. And these wires are now never going to be used again because they're already cut to specific lengths. And I don't feel like reusing them and trying to find the one that has the length, so. If you don't know anything about breadboarding, I'll just give you a quick rundown. Your breadboards, when you're running it, your wires, if you connect, like this one's connected here. I need to see if you guys can see this. Okay, no you can't. Okay, I'm gonna move it to about right there. So, you're connecting, if you connect to your wire about like where this one is, then it'll go up and down in that row. But if you're connected on this side, it goes up and, so I usually think when you're breadboarding, you usually do it like this. So your columns, like these ones, it goes column-wise for the power distribution, but these ones in the middle go row-wise, but like that. But yeah, so it's pretty much, it's not too bad. It's a little annoying though, I will say. Sometimes let me get it towards at the edge. Okay, that's at the edge, so you should be able to see it. Let me see. I'm gonna place a little space right here so I know like where the camera is at. So I know not to go outside of that. Okay, so that's like the whole camera. So yeah, so with these are all gates, as what we call them, AND gates, OR gates. It's basically if I get 2 wires and I like place them together on this. If this is an AND gate, the output would be 1 if both of them are 1, but if it's an OR gate, if it only needs one of them to be 1, and so on and so forth. Then you have like XOR, X and all that. I don't really, we probably won't deal with that. Oh, I messed up the boundary. Okay, I don't deal with that. It's a lot more complicated, but yeah, I need to work on getting these. I need to work on getting these power and grounds because I completely forgot to last time. So I think the main issue with my board was that I completely messed up the grounds and everything. Just if I get it light. Did that help? No, because I have my other light on. That might help a little bit. I don't know if you can still see that. Yeah, I think you should be able to. so you can still kind of see what I'm doing. You know, if I had a better camera, I'd do this in a different way, but I don't have a way to, so I kind of can't. I might be able to do a different way. I'll do that later. Yeah, so I just gotta connect these to ground and everything. What I usually do, the best way I do it is you get your little cutters, make a little crimp, and then you make it about yay long. So you just get your strippers, your wash strippers, and then you just cut, get it, and then you just cut from there, and then you get your pliers, and then if they're tiny, you can just get your pliers, but if they're a little bit bigger, I usually like to just use my hands for it, and then you just connect it. And make sure that you're not connecting it in the wrong spot, because I think I've done that a couple times. Also, these ones that are like barely within boundaries, these tiny ones, oh, those are so useful. Because there's sometimes when you just have an AND gate, and you need it to go, the output just straight to the OR gate, or straight to the AND gate, I mean, and you know that. I hate like trying to get these things out. It's just so annoying. They're so tiny, and they fit perfectly over, and they're so hard to see. Like, there we go. Where's the, oh, two of them, so two more. So I gotta get these out, because those are really useful, and I don't have, let me check actually, if I can get this one out. Please, just come on. Thank you. So, actually, in my little drawer underneath here, I have this little thing that the teacher gave me, and there is nothing, okay, there are no regular ones. There are no more, which sucks. And I have this one, which my mother gave me, the container my mother gave me. So when I was doing it when I was traveling, yeah, I'm not using any of these anymore. It's so bad. There's just so much stuff. I just need to finish getting these power. And that guy doesn't have... He doesn't have power. I just realized. Okay, I need to do him too. So the ones at the top up here are inverters. It's basically you put the input. That's what these are all for. If I can get my probe. As soon as I put it here, the output will be the opposite of that one. So we just use inverters for, let's say if it's A and you want a not A and a B. So I would get my not A and I would get my B, and then I'd put it into an AND gate. Basically, it's all it is. If you know me, like IRL, you know I've had this project, and for those who are subscribed to me that know me, hi. Yes, I'm trying to work on this again. I don't know why, but if you don't know, if you've seen the channel, you're gonna be really confused because I usually do gaming videos, and I cut that way too long. I know I usually do gaming videos, but you know, I had the camera as well, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do the breadboard. I'm gonna see what people think of the breadboard, or breadboarding, basically. And I mean, it's fun. I love breadboarding. I think it's pretty cool. So. And this one is in a negative, so I mean, I've just been using red for negative. I do have black, but I've been planning on using black for jumpers, which are basically, I call them jumpers, they're basically ones that go from one side of the output to another side of the board, or on the other side. So the way I label this is top, bottom, middle top, middle bottom, bottom top, bottom bottom. if you go to my notebook, you can see like some of these are like TT, BT, so like BT's bottom top, which would be up here, or down here, up here, so I know so many people would probably be confused. It's just ADHD, just like kicking in and helping me out sometimes. I look at my room and I just see the mess, and I'm just like, this is not fun. Oh, and this thing does take a 9-volt battery, and it does take an AC in, because it's supposed to output 5 volts. Problem is, there are so many components to this board. I physically have to have a power supply because it's not powerful enough. So I physically have to have a power supply as well, which is it's fun, but it's a little annoying sometimes. And that did what I didn't want it to do. Yep. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't be talking for most of this videos and listening to music as well, so you can just enjoy the breadboarding. And sometimes you get it like this, where the wire's sticking on one side because it freaking got put. Oh, that's not fun. And so it got pushed, and so I usually just like to get another pair of my cutters or pliers, whichever you have, and just even it out. Though it does get really annoying with these tiny wires. And if you want me to do more stuff like this, you know, you can just say down below. Because I'm not only gonna be doing gaming. I might do more stuff like this. I don't know. It depends on what people like and everything. So. I know I have friends like in my classes that, and I'm gonna be calling them out. I'm not gonna say who they are. I'm just gonna say they almost fried their breadboard they were using. I think it was a couple days ago or like last week, because we were doing a lab in one of my classes, and they had connected a wire from like on the same row, and it would have like short circuited, and if they had their resistor there, it would have just like burned it up. It was really funny, I'm not gonna lie. Is it still in focus? Okay, it is. That's still the boundary. I will be just checking randomly. Might be a little hard for you to see. Let me turn my light back on. Okay, that might be a little bit better. I changed it to be a white light. I think it's still not gonna work. My light that I have right here, like this little light I have, is like doing nothing. Unless I have it like right there next to it, and I really cannot do that. I actually might have to. Wait a minute. You guys can't really see that thing. But if I just... That might help a little bit. I think that actually does help. If I just like move this over and I move the TV down more. I think that helps. It helps enough. Okay. Let's get back to breadboarding. I don't know if I do have any friends that are watching this. If you guys need help breadboarding, just ask. I know enough how to like do stuff. I do not remember anything for Logic though. I haven't. I said it was like last year when I took the course for like breadboarding and all that, but I have not like practiced. So like Logic, trying to figure like the stuff out that I have in my book. I cannot anymore. It's been so long. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Breadboarding's always been fun. I don't know, electronics in general, like, so this is fun, right? This later turns into this. And no, I did not make this. It'd be pretty fun if I did. No, I just have this lying around. I have like 3 of these lying around. These are from a DirecTV thing, and I just have these lying around just because I think it's fun. Like, electronics are cool. And then like, if I show you, I just have like a drawer filled with just like random stuff. So yeah, it's just how I normally am. I just like this kind of stuff. It's just cool. It's interesting how everything works. Now, electrical engineering, completely different deal. It's too much math. Too much math for my liking. Building stuff, yeah, it's fun, hands-on stuff, you know, building and going around and, like, automotive and stuff is fun. Robotics is fun, but robotics is a little bit different, I would say. I don't see too many jobs that would demand robotics, but now technician for robotics, that's, especially with all the automation today, that I feel like might be actually a good job. Okay, I'm gonna do something real quick. Okay, so it stopped the video because I was trying to change my music or whatever, but okay, so this is part 2. Well, kind of. Not really. I just had to, I'll probably add this to the main video. Now it's time for the real deal. Now, as you can see, I don't have this row filled because I will have this thing up top, which fills with the entire row. But once I get to later, it'll be the entire row filled. Like, all 3 rows filled. Like, that next breadboard I get, it'll be all 3 rows filled to the very end, completely. I can't do these, well, I can't do this one because, you know, I have this here and it has the connections underneath. If you guys can see that, if I can show you. You can see those connections and I can't have it there because it's in that row, as well as down here it's the same way. And this one I have to make sure this row doesn't have anything, so I'm just gonna place that off to the side for now. Now, the fun part is actually breadboarding, which is everything. Everything is connected to the right. Pause one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have this one. So, forgot one little tiny detail. And that is also my last version. I accidentally put one of the outputs, or I thought the output was over here, but it was actually the ground, and I kind of messed that up, and it makes me mad because I had to redo the entire thing again. I think it's like my 3rd try. So that was an adventure, a very big adventure, and it was not what I would have hoped to do, but I had to do it anyway. And because I like to do everything usually in one sitting, that's honestly the main reason why I've retried this project so many times. Because if I don't do something in one sitting and like I wait, I completely forgot what I did. And so I have to go back and I'm like trying to look through. Yes, I write things down. That doesn't help me. I have to have visual recognition of what I've done. So the fun part is when I have to go from here all the way over here, from this point to this point. That's the worst thing ever. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I did and or. That's how I did it. And I think it should have been written on there. I don't have it written. I don't think I have any sort of pen around here anymore, so and we'll deal with it later. Time to start on the main part of this season, which is breadboarding. So, I do have a pen. Does this pen work? I have way too many pens that don't work. It does. Oh, this is fun. Oh yeah, and so since it's 16 segment, if this is a 7-segment display, I would only have to have 7 of these, because you can tell they're kind of blocked off. I have to have 16, so I have to have 16 outputs, so I have to have 16 logics, meaning it's a lot. And I took on this project because the teacher told me, hey, there's a student that's doing this 16-segment display, and they're going to spell their name out or whatever. I'm like, I want a challenge. I'm going to do a sentence. And I remember the teacher, like Star Trek, I almost said Star Wars again. I'm like, live long and prosper. That was a mistake. I should not have done that. I should not have taken this challenge. But we're going to go back to, oh yeah, and also this book is filled with a lot of my old concepts of stuff too, but we don't worry about that. I more likely will not get into that. I do not have the money for that, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, not B. So I need green. And I don't know where the end is at. Okay. Just know if you're breadboarding and you're going to be like me, please bring a lot of wire. I ran out of wire, I think twice, because I kept switching, but if you do it, be smart, know what you're doing. Like, please, oh, I'm over here. I almost thought I was trying to be up here. Okay, please know what you're doing. Like, look up videos. I mean, I was taught by a good teacher, don't get me wrong, but, yeah, it gets tough sometimes when you're trying to breadboard. See, I usually, when I'm cutting, if I line it up with the row, I make the mark, and then I'll go usually around 3 to 4 rows down, and then I'll cut it there. Because that's usually like the perfect length, because you want about this length and maybe a little bit longer. Already cut it, so I just go strip it. And I think it messed up by pulling on one side. Okay. And I'm not gonna be perfect about it. Like, I know a lot of people who are like wanting to be picture perfect with their breadboards. I mean, yes, you want to have some sort of, professionality with it and making it straight. I had a lot of like curved lines, and it doesn't really matter if it works and it doesn't need to be messed with. It's fine, like it doesn't matter. So I know my teacher showed us a person who did like a rat's nest. Like it's just wires everywhere, and it was just so bad. So first one I can't do anything. Second one, no, it's I think 4th segment when I can start doing more. I usually try and keep them next to each other like how you see, and also on the same column. I usually try and keep them on the same column as well, just because it makes it a little bit neater, I would say. And when it comes to a project like this, you kind of want it neat, but you also just need room. With a lot of this, you'll see later on in the video, or videos, I should say, it gets messy. And how messy, you're asking? Messy enough to not know where everything is at. So it gets bad. If you don't know what you're doing, it's not for you. You really have to know how to do everything. Like, I just messed up this, ow. I just messed with this wire and now it's kind of sticking out, which I usually use my pliers, put it on, there you go. And then we have the output, which the outputs I will more likely put in black. But then the output, like for this one, these two right now are together in an AND gate, so it'll be not A and not B. We'll go into an OR gate with all the other logic. So I'm trying to bite off my nose, it kind of messed up. And so this will be in an OR gate with something else, and then there'll be another AND gate with more OR gates, and that's pretty much the whole basis of breadboarding. It's just, in most cases, unless you start getting into special stuff with CPUs and everything, and it's transistors, and it's pretty much the same concept. It's getting multiple outputs and getting some sort of or getting so many inputs, and then you get an output. So that's the first output. And then another thing I can do is, in this case, my next AND gate is in another not A. So what I usually do to make everything more compact and a little bit neater is I will get that not A I just had, and I will then use that in the AND gate. So I'll just get this not A I had, and just put it over and put it onto the not A, next to the output, not on the output, of course. No, I forget this. And then just get, and I think I did it a little bit too long, but we'll see. I have such fat fingers, it sucks. And so I just do that. It makes it more compact, a little bit easier to do things, and that kind of stuff. And I have an E, so A, B, C, D. Yes, I need to count them. I don't just have them memorized. Well, yeah, I will memorize all the colors later, once I start doing this more. Yeah, I think it's a normal E. Okay, sometimes what I'll do is I'll stick them in between these to conserve space even more. Just because, listen, once it gets later, it's a lot. I'm gonna need a ton of space, and it's gonna suck. These do get very cluttered very quickly. And it is a timely process. Like, this is probably maybe an hour and a half video just getting like a couple logic gates in, just because. Make this an OR. So where's my Oh, the reason I've been reaching over is I have like a little trash pile right there, and I just like put it over there. You guys should still be able to see it. I think, right? Nice. So you can still see it. That may be too short. Just maybe. Perfect size. And so, like, this is where the ones get useful. because this output, since it needs to be another OR gate, I just go over one. And so it's just another OR gate. So this is where I get my ones. The ones right here. And I just go over one. And so now I just need another AND gate to go to that, and then I'll move that OR to this OR, and it's just tons of ORs basically. C is this one. Not C, okay. So this needs to go. This is where I usually don't know which one I want to do. I don't know if I should go top or should go bottom. But the problem is, what will happen is I could easily use this top one as one, and just make it just one, and then this might be the second one, then third, and fourth, and fifth, and sixth, and so on and so forth. But that's what I'll do. Okay, so not C. Over to this AND gate, and this is, like I said, where it starts to get cluttered because I have such a long wire. Second one, put that up. See, on those long ones you can just pull it apart yourself, but you might bend the wire, which is not very good. And this will go right there. Okay, and then D is purple. Purple. Just regular D. Wrong one. See, this is where it starts to kind of stuck because almost all of these spots are taken and I want it to look nice, and it's hard to make it look nice after a lot of these spots are taken, so let's see how this goes. C and not D. C, which is this one. So regular C this time. Oh, I almost didn't do the output. Okay, so we need to do the output for this one. I will literally just backtrack this output. And then the output will then go to the next OR, which should be right here. So I need, was it C and D? This is gonna get so bad so quickly. Use purple. Wait. Oh, my chair is lopsided. That's why. Oh, okay. So I can be closer. I feel short. I need to take this chair's handles off. I'll do that. I'm not gonna do that right now, actually. Let's see. Put that up there. Okay, that one side's not coming off. Okay, that sucks. Which one was D? Huh. Not D. Okay, I was going to say, is I already had a D one. You're going to chair so well. This is where chaos erupts, and I will start hating on this project. That sucks, that went too far. I don't think there's any that go. I bet you any this one was supposed to be for that one, yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna unlock this set. I'm just gonna get more.
B, not E. I don't have a B, and I do not have a not E. See, this is the first one that like doesn't have the same ones. And then all these wires just get squished because I don't know how to organize wires. I just build, I don't organize. Why is this yellow wire so bad? What the heck? Usually it's not the yellow, usually it's the brown wire. It's like that. And that sucks, I have to redo that. I cut too much metal on either side. Not E, of course, I'm wrong. It had to be E. It had to be the one I literally cannot get to, like at all. There's two ways I can go to this. There's one, which I would hate, and there's two, which I also hate. But I'm gonna do one because it's a little bit easier for me to do. And yes, I hate myself for doing this, but it's the easiest way. I hate doing this because it's like it just seems wrong when you're like that. It's not E, right? Yeah, it's not E. That, and I'm gonna do that, and okay. This is where the fun part comes in. I now have to mark. I'm not gonna do that because I've already done it and I really don't feel like it. I have to I usually mark which one each output is, but I don't feel like doing that. So, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I can figure it out through this video if I really need to. Okay, so now it is time for the really annoying part, which is this is the first segment of the 16, I think 14, I think 14 segments in total I have to do. I think 2 of them I don't have to do because they don't ever turn on. So I don't have to do anything for them. I'm pretty sure this is the end of the first segment. Which each video will probably be just, one segment long. One of these segments long, just because these are completely unedited, so one, I'm lazy, and two, I don't know. As I said in my Into the Radius video, I just feel like it's wrong to edit. But I like raw videos, so just because I can see everything that gets done. So our first fun part for me, I usually do is I will get one of these and I will wrap it around. And this is because this is my marker for knowing that this is the first segment. And there you go, first segment done. Okay, if I can get this wire in. Okay, so please go in. Thank you. First segment done, and this is the ending of the first segment, so that is way too long for what it should be. The next one has a not AB, an AE, BDE, DE. It's like some of these I can reuse, such as on my book.
If I can get it to focus. Okay, so you look at my book. You see how there's an A knot, B knot, A knot, and B knot. But down here, there's the same thing. So what I'll do is I'll basically just get this and I'll shove it into one of the other oars that I have, and then I'll just get the output from this one, and then just shove into another oar, and then I'll just start continuing I'll continue the other oars that I have, and that's pretty easy. And then you have this little guy. The one other scene, it's just so annoying doing that kind of stuff, so that'll be the end of this first video, which is about an hour long, I think. This video right now, or this second video I had to do was 30 minutes, and the first video was 20, so an hour long. This is gonna be fun. But I'll see you guys later, and as I said, I will actually give you more of a sneak peek. So set up the camera. It is a film camera, as I had said. If my camera would focus. It's a film camera, and you can actually, I don't know if it'll let me, but you can see through there, and you can kind of see, and I can actually focus and unfocus that. So you can see how it's kind of moving in and out, and you can kind of see how it focuses and unfocuses. So this is a film camera, and this is a camera. I just need some grease for it, which I did order. I'm waiting on that. That'll be one of the other videos, but I'll see you later. Have a good day, good night, whichever it is for you, and I will continue uploading more videos, hopefully soon.